Ramble.
Thank you to Mint Mobile, BetterHelp, and Third Love for sponsoring today's episode. Dune, 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 dune. We're doing it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
What the fuck is up, Guilty Pleasures people?
Guilty whores.
Guys, welcome. Okay, we said last week, we made a promise.
Yeah, we did.
We made a rule.
A programming promise that we would announce the next episode, and we lied.
We lied to you.
We're going to do Over the Garden Wall next week because we saw Dune, and we got to talk about it.
Gotta talk about it.
We lied straight to y'all's
And this isn't a ploy to get on the wave of the zeitgeist or anything like that.
Oh.
We just love the fucking movie that much
Wow.
that we had to skip Over the Garden Wall, my beloved Over the Garden
Which
Wall.
we will come back to next
It's
week.
very
so
funny.
much.
I've started watching. It's
For
very
me,
good.
there's so much to talk about with this mammoth film that is, as you said, quite zeitgeisty at the moment.
Yeah.
And as I was watching the movie, I went to go see it alone.
Fair.
On a Friday night by choice. Thank you.
Sure.
It was my choice.
I didn't know
come
you were
with
going
us.
by yourself. I'm so sorry.
It's
You
okay.
invited me, and
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I'm going to a show.
Well, you were doing stand-up.
Yeah.
What about
Kelsey
me?
was hanging out with my fiance
Oh,
without
yeah,
me. It was
yeah.
a girls'
We were in
night
the hot tub
that I was not invited
together.
to.
Hilarious.
And
That's
I
very
said,
cool.
you know what? I'm going to pop an edible and I'm going to go to Universal City
Oh,
Walk
man.
and I'm going to watch
Yeah.
Dune.
Wow.
Just a quick note. Best way to watch it. I had a little like mint or whatever. I don't usually smoke, so a little mint will really throw
you
me
up.
over the edge. And I was entranced.
Oh, you had a good time?
I had a great time.
And you know what? Let's just actually say this right here, right now. Obviously, spoilers in this podcast. We're going to talk about the movie.
Yeah.
And I am of the belief, when it was announced that this movie was going to be on HBO Max at the same time, Denis Villeneuve, the director, was pissed. He was like, this is ruining the cinematic experience, but he said it in his thick French accent. And I kind of agree.
I agree.
I think that this is a movie for the big screen.
I think that he should have been like, not only will I not show it on HBO Max, but
Like he
you
has a
have to
choice.
see it on IMAX in order to, like, he would have been like, no, only like 4 screens in Los Angeles. Fuck all of you.
That is kind of shitty to think that he has zero power over saying that, like.
Well, he didn't pay for the movie, so there you go.
And this is a movie you need to have your butt in a seat with no distractions, no phone, no pets,
None of
no home experience. I know COVID is a thing. If you're vaccinated and clear, go fucking see this in a movie theater.
Oh my
period.
God, please.
If you are not familiar with Dune, it is a sci-fi epic. I also came in not knowing the plot.
I didn't know the plot at all.
The backstory.
Wait, all of us didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I know about the books because you just like as a sci-fi head,
You have to know.
You know Dune. You know that like Star Wars like is kind of derived, but
be
a little
careful.
derived from it. I know, or an inspiration.
There you go.
So you know about Dune and the world of it, but not like the specifics.
So none of us had read
or I
the book.
didn't know that.
Yeah, if you're expecting us to be Dune spurts, little Dune experts,
Little
we
Dune
don't.
experts.
But we're gonna give you our reaction. We're gonna talk about what we loved, things that puzzled us. I know this movie because it is one of the great what ifs of cinema.
Yeah.
There was Jodorowsky, whose name I can never quite pronounce. Alejandro Jodorowsky tried to make a version in the 70s. He is a super trippy director. He did Holy Mountain, and it just never came to fruition. And because it was just too expensive. So there was always, what if he could have made it? There's a documentary about what his vision was. David Lynch
Wait, why didn't he get to make it?
It was too expensive. It just became unwieldy and they had to cancel
But
it.
they made a whole documentary about.
Years later, like in the year.
But they almost made the movie?
Yes, they were in production.
Stop it.
Yes.
How often does that happen?
Often it happens.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you try not to, but yeah.
Happened with Watchmen also, right? Or I don't know if they started production or anything
That's
like
what
that,
I'm
but I
saying is
know that
unique.
it was the movie that cannot be made for a while.
To start physical production.
No.
on
They
a
were in
film?
pre-production. Oh. So they have like drafts of what his drawings
who
were of the
cares?
world.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not the
David
same.
Lynch made a version in the 80s, and
Yeah.
it is he considers it his great heartbreak because it was taken away from him. It wasn't what he wanted. And so there has never been the definitive version of Dune.
Until now.
Until.
This is fucking it.
Oh my
And
God.
it is such a big, unwieldy book. I mean,
my
they did
God.
not advertise it as such, but this is very obviously part 1 of 2, 3?
They did not advertise it, and it was such a shock. to find out that there was going to be more. Such a delightful surprise.
Yeah.
Because there's only one book or multiple books.
There are several books, but this ends halfway through the first one, apparently.
Yes.
And it is, or from what I've been told, it is the logical stopping point for part one.
So Jared, my boyfriend, I was going to see if you guys would be down for him to actually be our special guest because he's a Dune head.
You didn't ask.
Shit.
Mega Dune head.
Oh my God.
You know what
great.
he's busy doing? Making music with Cantor.
Oh.
He's busy right now.
Reading Dune.
Yeah.
It would have been great if he was reading Dune.
No. Okay. Re-say that joke, but insert he was reading Dune.
Reading Dune.
And he reread it like a month ago, or he did it on audiobook just to refresh his memory. And he was absolutely bonering his way through this film.
It is fucking incredible. I watch it as a fan of Denis V. That's what I call him. That's
Denis V.
That's
Who?
Denis V.
Denis Villeneuve, the director.
Got it.
Denis.
Denis.
Denis V.
Villeneuve.
Denis V.
I call him Denis V. If I see him on the street, I'll call him Denis V.
Cool.
Same thing with Ted Danson. I'll call him T Dance. But I just think that this was like a throwback to sci-fi where they're just like, no, this is for people who can keep up. Just keep up. We don't give a fuck about any type of setup. The whole first couple 30 minutes was like exposition, and we're just like, oh, give me all the deepest lore that you can. And I promise you, as an audience member, I will do my job to pay attention.
Let me say, I'm going to attempt a synopsis.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the densest movie I've ever
Not really.
seen. You don't think the lore, the amount of
Harry
lore?
Potter. It's a hero journey. It's a classic boy doesn't want to step
it's a
into
hero
his power.
journey story wise, I feel like, but like
Okay.
as far as like
Plot.
The amount of
Plot
lore
is
that this movie wants you to learn.
Yeah.
In what is the longest 2.5 hours you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
It is so unbelievably dense with stuff.
Yeah.
There are space witches and voice powers and butthole worms and desert planet and
The whole universe.
psychedelic sand and sand people and a worm
some
man who
spice.
floats and
He's
it is out
got
of
answer.
control.
But to me, as someone who literally didn't know anything about Star Wars and then watched Star Wars, and someone who knew everything about Harry Potter and watched Harry Potter, I understood everything.
Sure.
And I thought that they did a really good job of exactly what you're saying, where they're like, they knew people were going to come watch this, never even having heard of the book, because Timothée Chalamet is in it and Zendaya.
Yeah.
So they were like, let's just make this.
They thought this was like based off of a YA novel.
Yes.
Based on the casting.
Yes.
And he was like, fuck you. I made Sicario, bitch. I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
He made Sicario.
Yes, he did.
That's fucking why I liked it.
Sicario, Prisoners, Blade Runner 2048.
This was about as gray as Sicario was.
Yes, it was.
Grayscale was.
Yeah, and
Very
I
gray.
like listen, when I got out of the film and I was walking around the parking structure and all the cement, I was like, yo, I'm back.
Stop saying cement.
I'm gonna keep saying
The 10th time you
cement.
said that.
so
that
gross.
way.
I say cement. Cement. Anyway, just walking around the parking structure, I was like, oh, I'm there. I'm on the
planet. What's it called?
I don't know.
The
Acaria?
a sand
no,
place.
it's an S at the
I thought
end.
it said Canada, to be honest.
Yeah,
the
it's
first time
Canada.
it
Let's just
showed
say
up.
it's Canada.
They're
Yeah.
on the desert planet of Canada.
Yeah.
I was going to save this, but Denis V
Denis V.
is so... I think that this movie is not without its flaws, but it works because he is so by far one of the best directors working today.
Yes.
There's none of his movies that I'm like,
Arrakis.
oh, that... Arrakis. Thank you.
Arrakis.
Thank God.
I'm sorry.
There's none of his movies where I'm like,
Canada.
oh, that's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that he's
Oh,
made.
Sicario is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I think
I
it's
would
great, but it's
agree.
not in my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you look at the gap between all the directors,
Yes.
and then there's
And
like
now?
18 miles,
Yeah.
and then there's maybe
Miles.
a top 3 or 5, and it's him.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Icarus?
Arrakis.
Arrakis.
Okay, so here we
give
go.
the plot.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna
Zachary.
try.
We will support you.
It's a lot of names that it just throws at you.
I forget all of
Just
them.
Yeah.
Go with your heart.
Timmy Chalamet plays Paul.
That's the other thing is that you have
fucking Paul.
yeah, you have like Arrakis, you have the
And then the
the
space witches.
space witches, and then just Paul.
as our main character,
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul
of
and
the
his
names.
mother Jessica.
There's Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. There's Stilgar Naib.
Yeah.
And then Paul.
But his whole name is like something crazy.
We don't know that.
It's no, it's
You
in the
said-
movie.
they said-
she's
well,
his mom says his whole name a couple times.
To me, he's just Timmy.
Yeah.
I
he's
can't see him
Timothée.
as anyone other than Timothée.
Yeah.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when you hear that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless service starting at just 15 buckaroos a month, you may be thinking, what is the catch? There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. So, by cutting out retail stores, there's no crazy overhead costs that are getting passed down to you in the form of mystery fees. Instead, Mint just passes on sweet savings direct to you. For people looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just 15 bucks a month. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. To get your new wireless plan for just 15 bucks a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/guilty. That's mintmobile.com/guilty. Cut your wireless bill to 15 bucks a month at mintmobile.com/guilty. So Paul is the son of a space. We're not going to get through the synopsis. We're gonna ooze. Paul is the son of Oscar Isaac, a space
Duke?
Duke, a diplomat.
Yep.
They get put in charge of the planet Arrakis.
You almost.
They get put in charge of Canada, which is home to spice. A psychedelic substance that is
Sand.
also the key to intergalactic travel, making it the most valuable thing
Substance.
in
All
the
about the
universe.
Fucking money, baby.
It's oil.
There's
it's an allegory for the Mideast.
Yeah, I got it.
We got it.
Yeah,
and
we've
he's
got the
Jesus.
sand people, which
Yep.
now that it's an allegory, I feel weird calling them that.
Sure do.
Watch your mouth.
We've got the Zendaya sand people.
Oh God!
Oh
It's
God,
even
you said
worse
it
that
again.
way.
Watch your fucking mouth.
We've got the Dave
are the
Bautista bald people.
Ooh, the
Ephemer?
guys with the plugs in the back of their heads.
We've got,
they're sick.
and then we've got space witches.
My
Space
bitches. They're fucking spooky and bossy.
But what would you say, like, really the plot is? Like, he needs to grow into himself, become the leader of the world. His mom's a witch. His dad is a politician. Paul needs to learn how to
Dad is
become
the
a
head of the
leader.
house.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
the Duke.
they're trying to learn how to coexist on this planet. But
Yes.
then there's a space emperor who's trying to fuck shit up.
Yep.
Yeah.
They basically were like they were double teamed. Not that. That's a porn I watched earlier. They were basically sneak attacked, sent to this spicy land, and they realize halfway through the movie, oh shit, things aren't going to go the way we want. Something happens, and Timmy has to either decide, am I going to step into my power as a politician, or am I going to go more the witchy route? I'd say he goes neither. He makes his own path.
Hell
Yeah.
But he denies his destiny. Classic hero's journey. We're going to have to see him step into his own version of destiny.
Well, let's talk about Timmy. How does he work for you as an action star?
Yes.
You're on board.
He was nimble as fuck doing his flips and tricks and dabs and hits.
I was like, yo.
Are you
is this
sexually attracted to him?
I mean, his cheekbones for sure.
Yeah, you want to just touch him.
It's just like, wow, are they sharp? Like, there was a point during like the knife, the shield fighting scenes where I was just like, dog, just use your fucking sharp ass cheekbones.
That could kill
a
a
fucking
man.
knife itself, right?
Yeah.
But it was, I found out that he fences also, which is also
That
pretty
makes
dope.
sense.
Or he fenced growing up or something like that. But that, like, all of that stuff was super believable.
Yeah.
Usually it's so exaggerated where they're just like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking
Stuntman.
Yeah, I'm
With a
gonna
wig
do this
on.
large swipe and all of this. But it just seems very kinetic and like almost like they were fighting each other like without a knife. They just happened to have a knife in their hands. Or,
He also is like he plays 14 to 30 in my mind in terms of age range.
And I don't even think it's a range. I think he's either 14 or 30 years old.
And in this film, they never really talk about what age he is.
Right.
But he still speaks to his mom like she's a mommy. He has issues with the dad. Dad's like patting him on the back all the time. So you believe that he's a child.
Yeah.
But he carries this movie like a fucking leader, bitch. And when he does the big at the end, I don't want to say, but when he does the big moment where he really becomes a man, whatever the fuck that means, even in space, I believed it.
I mostly believed him. I like that the movie made fun of him for being like scrawny. They called it out. You have Jason Momoa, who we will get to, putting a pin in him.
You can't just say these men's name and then move on and expect me not to have a bodily reaction.
Yeah. But did you see her like cross her legs? She's like, Jason Momoa. Chicago.
But
one thing that I forgot to mention is that Timmy has these visions throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
He's like maybe the chosen one, probably, definitely.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And he has these super vivid dreams that are all shot in super slow-mo music video.
Harry Potter is Dune. Let's go back. Harry Potter is Dune.
In which
Stop
the order
fucking
I
saying
saw that, it doesn't register in my brain. Timothée came after Daniel Radcliffe.
This came out in the fucking
I
60s.
understand.
So Timmy has these visions of the future, and there's one that I swear to God is from the opening montage of Rick and Morty, where he's in a gold suit flipping around, and you're like watching this one badass, you're like, who is this guy? And then it's him, and I'm like, no,
I don't
no,
even
no,
believe that.
no.
The movie didn't even believe that because they CGI'd his face into this
Yeah.
suit.
So weird.
He could have just wore the suit, but they're like, no.
But he gives us everything from.
But his visions are unreliable. That's the other thing. So you don't even know if that's the case.
But isn't that what being a middle adolescent, I don't know what age exactly is, boy, like you feel very confident one day and then you don't know what's going on the next day. Then you just want to smoke spice with your friends. But then you need like your mom's hugs and then your fucking dad dies. And it's a roller coaster. He gave us happy. He gave us love. He gave us crying. He gave us psychedelics. I was thrilled with his performance. I believed every second.
It is the loudest, quietest movie that I've ever seen because the score is just ear-shattering.
Hans.
But
Hans.
Timmy is whispering the entire movie. And it drove me fucking nuts.
Yeah, he was whispering.
Yeah. He just was talking like this.
I had
the
to
entire film.
It's not his fault.
On the second watch, I had to watch it with subtitles.
You watched it twice?
Yes, I watched it twice.
Once in theaters?
Once in theaters and once at home.
I think I'm gonna watch it at home
literally
tonight.
the next day, I was like, I'm all duned up, baby. Let me get some more Dune.
Yeah.
And so I watched it again, and there were some parts where I nodded off, but it'll lull you into that
it's
space.
Meditative.
Sometimes,
I'd say.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone there.
Yeah, in the theater you were still?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Not me.
There were 2 points where I'm like, oh, this seems like a nice time for a little nap, and then the soundtrack came in and went.
Oh my God. There was So 2 things. I watched this movie one with a group of
Friends?
heavy Dune.
You have those?
Yeah.
Oh, you went with the Dune Squad?
Well, I went with the Dune Squad.
Wow.
Little Duner?
Little Duners. And
Dune
they listening to them talk about like the lore of it sounded like a different language, but the looks on their faces were so joyous as they were watching the movie, and so like, oh my God, this is everything that I imagined it would be. And I think that that's a super beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
Second part, the throat singer that had like the giant fucking giant tires on his neck. Loved it.
Yeah.
I cried laughing, and I felt bad laughing at certain points because I felt like I was disrespecting
the film.
The film,
Everyone
the
was
people
pretty
I was
quiet
watching it
in my
with.
theater.
I wish that this did the Mad Max thing where it just at one point cut to someone singing the score
Yeah.
the way that we had the guitar dude in Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I loved that music.
But-
The music is so good. Everything about the movie is fantastic. It is the best work of modern sci-fi I have ever seen. And I don't like say that to like gas it up or anything like that. I truly believe this is how people felt when they first saw Star Wars. Like back in the 70s? Shit. And yeah, I was blown away. I was sitting there in awe. Like for the first like 20 minutes, I was like, oh, this is actually really pretty. I love Denis V. I love the way he does his slow pans. And then 2.5 hours passed by, and I was like, oh fuck, that was
I had
that
no
was an
idea
epic.
it was
I had no
2.5
idea.
hours.
I had no idea.
I genuinely cannot believe that this is becoming a hit and that people like it. Because I know that we like it because we're
Yeah.
movie
Nerds.
people. We're fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Right, but
it is so...
yeah. Is
It's
it
not accessible.
right? No. But is it not a testament to people? It's a testament to him, and it's
he?
a testament Denis V.
Denis V.
Okay.
Denis V.
I thought we were still talking about Timothée.
No.
I wish.
Denis V. fucking crushed that shit.
Yeah, he did.
He destroyed it anyway. But no, I think it's a testament to like anti studio notes.
Audiences are smarter
Audiences are smarter than we give
them
them credit for. Just fucking throw the shit at them and they'll pick it up. It doesn't even matter. Like all we needed, truly, when we saw that giant tube in space, right? And you're like, oh, what is that? What are we using it for? And we didn't even need to know. All we knew is that ships came through there and they weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like and all of that was just from the explanation of saying like, oh, we need space. Oh, we need spice for intergalactic space travel.
I'm in.
And I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah.
While you were giving that exposition, there's a shot of that long tube. It's just like, oh, that's probably something for intergalactic space travel. Sick.
Yeah,
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That's how much I just went along with it.
One thing that was funny for me as a moviegoer, I consider myself pretty film and story savvy. At no point in the movie was I aware of where I was in the movie.
Great.
Like, normally I'm like, that's the first act break. Oh, cool. Climax is coming up.
yeah.
I know. I was always wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single moment,
Right.
like when I was like, oh, this is probably the
Right.
climax.
Well, that's-
no, there was an hour and a half
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
I was just lost. I
That's-
haven't felt that way since Midsommar, where I'm just like, I don't, or
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Justice League, where I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
remember my life before this movie.
Nope.
I don't know what my life will be after it,
Nope.
but for right now, I am Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted it to be longer. Like when it actually ended,
Me fucking too.
I was bummed as shit. And
I'm so excited because I also heard there's like a 4-hour version of it. If he pulls out like an unedited
sick.
unedited cut of both movies, I will watch that for an entire
Yeah.
day.
Okay, but wasn't this done pre-pan or like during the?
Yeah.
It was done.
Pre-pandemic.
And
So then they had an extra year to add the sparkle and twinkle of it, which I also feel like because the effects and all that CGI, which normally
let's
I
talk
just
about
want to
it.
Yeah.
fucking gouge my own eyes out, which is why I can't watch like big superhero Marvel fucking
Right.
transport. It was seamlessly
It's stunning.
Yeah.
believable
Yeah.
to a degree where I even wanted more because you're putting a space movie on a
Right.
desert. And so every practical effect or CGI'd effect had to be the most elaborate, amazing mechanical beast of a machine.
Right.
And it worked.
It's
Yeah.
so tactile.
Yes.
It's gritty.
But that's-
I'm not great at CGI. Like my knowledge is not.
yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
doing it.
I don't
I got it.
assume-
I'm not
I-
very knowledgeable about CGI, but I saw a review that said what his trick is that everything has scale.
Yeah.
So you always put it with a human in the frame somewhere so that everything has a frame of reference and it feels real. It's a very subtle thing. It's
Yeah.
in your subconscious,
I would
right?
Yeah, it's like Fincher
Notice
and
that.
his fucking camera moves.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, if you don't know, Fincher, he'll follow the motion of like people looking with camera movement, which is super dope.
It's so nice.
I love
Very
it.
POV.
But like every shot, you have Timmy running or someone's arm, or you always have something
Reference
human,
points.
something real to
Doesn't make you
ground
sick.
Right. His aesthetic is very large
aesthetic.
orb. A large
loves-
cement orb.
For a long time, I knew that I wanted a therapist, but it just seemed like such a slap, such a hassle. I'm like, ugh. But then I started using BetterHelp. And guys, it is so easy. It is so great. And I cannot tell you how wonderful it is to finally find a counselor who gets you. You get to connect in a safe and private online environment. It's convenient. It's easy. You can start communicating in under 48 hours, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. With BetterHelp, you've heard us talk about it. You get to send messages to your counselor at any time. You're going to get timely and thoughtful responses. Yep, responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. I mean, that's normal. It took me a couple times to find someone that I really love, and I'm glad that I went through that process. So many people are using BetterHelp. They're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states, and I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/guiltypleasures. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Better, HELP.com/guiltypleasures.
The future felt like, and there's also something really cool about like just in the Dune scape or whatever. AI is banned, so there's no computers and shit.
I didn't recognize that.
And then the whole thing with like shield fightings, and they can like wear shields, but it only blocks things moving quickly.
Yeah.
So you can't shoot somebody with a gun. You can't shoot somebody with a laser. You have to shoot them with something that either is like moving fast and then gets slow, and then can like penetrate the shield, or stab them with a knife. So it like makes everything sophisticated.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking dope.
I didn't know that thing. Now that you say it, the fact that there was no technology.
Yeah.
No social media in the future.
No social media.
Thank God.
It's just
honestly, burn it all to hell. But like, even they practice like medicine in the movie, or they practice like naturopathy rather. They have these crazy helicopters that look like grasshoppers, but it wasn't
ornithopters.
Wow, do you know?
Blah blah blah.
Look at you.
Let me see.
But I didn't ever recognize that. I wasn't understanding the technology. If anything, I was like, witches and fucking spacecraft. That makes sense.
Shall we thirst?
Please. Are we doing Oscar Isaac or David Bautista, or are we doing...
Dave Bautista is not fucking thirst-worthy in this movie.
Excuse me? Those shoulders?
No.
Could end your fucking life.
Batista is...
I want him to shoulder me.
A giant, sweet, sexy man.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Okay, all right, hold the fuck up. Hold the fucking phone. I'm not saying that Dave Bautista can't get it. I'm not going to attack him in fucking...
But Jason
in
Momoa's
Blade Runner
baby
with
face?
those tiny...
With those little glasses?
Those little glasses.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista, little hottie. In this movie, he's a fucking egg. He's like a white powdered down man.
I love eggs. I eat a hard-boiled egg every fucking morning.
No one, when I said let's thirst, no one went to Dave Bautista and the Slug Man.
I did.
Listen.
The Slug Man can go eat shit and die forever. That was truly disturbing. Yeah.
The Baron and his fucking floating. Ugh. Every time he floated, I cracked up laughing, and I felt terrible.
To put a pause in the thirst, there's a Baron played by Stellan Skarsgård.
Which Skarsgård?
A Skarsgård.
Oh, you know there was a fucking Skarsgård in there. You know there's a fucking Skarsgård.
A Skarsgård makes sense, but of the blonde Nordic, that was a Skarsgård.
Elder Skarsgård.
The big Poppy Skarsgård.
Oh, big Poppy. Got it.
But he's this like Baron dude, and all of a sudden, about halfway through the movie, like, oh, by the way, I fucking fly.
I fuck with that. But that's not.
He doesn't fly. He floats.
And I'm huge, and I have the longest tail of any.
Yeah. And I got plugs in the back of my head.
It's a cloak. He has anti-gravity implants, and that's what that spinal thing is down his back.
Lost on me.
And but it's sick as shit.
It's dope though.
Nothing
it's
needs
unsettling.
any explanation, because you're already in a world that you felt like it had already existed outside of yourself, right? So it just starts in the middle of a story, and you're just like, what the fuck? Okay. And then you just try to keep up, because it's not going to tell you.
You know the bad guys are bad because they wear steel, and their planet is gray, and they look like eggs. And you know,
he looks like an egg.
Are we talking about Oscar Isaac yet?
Let's talk about Oscar Isaac. He's so fucking hot.
He is stupid hot.
He's so hot.
Especially what a now regal with his, man.
Oh, with his gray peppered beard now.
Peppery beard.
Hot damn, Oscar.
I remember seeing him in Ex Machina, and I was like, this man is going to be a star. Look at that fucking beard.
He already was.
I remember seeing him in Inside Llewellyn Davis, and I was like, man, he's going to be one of those guys who like he was like too weird to catch on.
Yes.
And I cannot believe
No.
that we're getting to live in the time of Oscar Isaac.
When you also get to see him in
Box
that
office
marriage,
star?
Yeah.
but also the marriage show that he's on right now.
Oh, he's having his cake and eating
Story
it
of a
too.
Marriage.
So you get the emotional, you get the big daddy box office. Like he is
said-
fucking right now.
He said, I'll take my Oscars and I'll take my blockbusters.
Yeah.
Pay me and then pay me in a gold
he
statue,
is an
bitch.
Oscar. Get it?
Oh,
he's an
yeah,
Oscar?
he's an Oscar.
But he plays the Duke.
He's
Yeah.
the
Timotei's dad.
He is the
He's the
head
daddy.
of,
He is
of
the
House
daddy.
Atreides.
And he's a nice
He's
dad.
great. He's a good dad.
Yeah.
There was like the moment where they're on the fucking bluffs in the
such a good
cemetery,
dad.
and he's just like, "I don't need you to be anything other than my son." And
Aw,
immediately, I was
started
like, "He's gonna die."
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It is so weird to see a sci-fi movie
Yeah.
with a supportive father.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is representation that I didn't know why had been
I
lacking.
needed.
I'm so
Because I
used
thought
to
he was
bad
gonna-
dad.
I thought he was gonna be a piece of
literally
shit.
Like, I don't want to step into my power, Dad. And he was like, you know what? You're right. You
you're
might
right.
need to make that decision
I never-
on your own.
yeah.
He was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's almost like he was thrown by his
Yes.
response. Like, oh, okay, I can just
Yes.
be what I want to be. Also, great co-parenting
Oh,
situation.
yes.
Wasn't even married to Jessica. They were just like, yeah, this is. I mean,
They're
we're
not
in a
married.
relationship.
No,
they're not
in
married.
the movie, they say that they never refer to her as her wife or whatever.
Yeah.
How about that?
Very
Yeah.
progressive, very my kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a future in that. We're so ahead of the curve. We're so cool.
Do you wanna
We're
talk
still
about-
looking for a girlfriend?
My favorite review I've seen of this from Bernie and the Bust on Letterboxd. It was, "Oops, I fucked a witch and now our son has anxiety." Which,
Yes. Yeah.
So if we said it before, Timmy's mom is a space witch.
Yes, she is.
Who lives in the political land. She's like kind of tried to let go of her old
that
shit.
that witch coven. I'm gonna look up the name of what they are because I'm definitely gonna
They
mispronounce it.
they have, so
But-
here's how Jared
Oh
explained it
yes,
to me.
yes. Jared would know.
He was like, basically, they are the most powerful in this entire world,
Yeah.
in this universe, but they keep that under wraps.
Yeah.
And they have
They're playing the long game.
yes, they're playing the long game, and they have a shared consciousness. They have found a way
Oh.
for women to have a shared consciousness.
and they're only women.
Whoa.
That's the other thing. They're
And
only
it's
women.
Only women.
And he's the only man.
And because the mom was like, I don't believe in gender roles, and I'm going to teach my son
my
how to
my
be
sweet boy,
yes,
how to use
how
the
to
voice.
be a witch, how to use the
They're
voice.
called the Bene Gesserit.
The Bene Gesserit, which
Yeah.
led to my favorite part of the movie, in which Timmy had to learn how to use his big boy voice.
Big boy. that was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because like it's just like, hey, speak the. I thought she was saying like use your voice.
Speak from your chest.
Because it was it was at the beginning of the movie, and she was like, use your voice, and then he's just, I'm just like, oh,
Cross the water.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, why are you talking to your mom like that, boy? Like, I'll beat your ass. But
Yeah.
like, then he used the voice and
Which
the way
is
that
mind
it was
control.
Yeah, mind
Yeah.
controlled, and it's so you can speak to the subconscious, I believe. But the way that they edited out his voice until like it just like he
It's
was
on a delay.
mouthing, it's on a delay and all that shit, and then the voice comes in along with all the other Bene Gesserit.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
said
the
it.
word
I believe
already.
you.
The Benny Jesuits.
Yeah,
it's not
Benny
Jesuit.
Benassi.
Yeah, Benny Benassis. Yeah, the way that they all come in and speak with him after he says the word, like that shit is so dope.
I love the
Yeah.
Benny Blancos are led by they're led by Mama Payne. What's her name?
Yes.
Yeah.
This old
The Reverend Mother.
Reverend Mother
Love her.
who
Love
has
her. She's sick as shit, bro.
she wears this like
fucking
mesh on her
scary.
face.
You
I
gotta
wanted
do
to
that
go
for
with her for Halloween.
Halloween.
I'm not
Just
gonna be able
build
to
a
put it
top
together.
hat with a
just
mask.
buy the fucking chess piece thing and then just wear the net.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
She voices Timmy down on his knees, which who hasn't had that dream before?
Right? Mother Pain
forces
forcing you
him
to your knees.
to put his hand into her box of pain.
That's a sick.
Which is a metaphor.
That is a sick
Have I
couplet.
never heard one?
I fucking love that couplet of dialogue. What's in the box? Pain. I was like, oh shit, no, God, it's so
It's
dope.
first of all metaphor. It's got to be for a vagina, right?
box of pain.
Put your hand in my box. Come on.
The vagina should not cause pain.
No, it should
Well-
not. What if she said pleasure? Then sure.
No, I
Box
think
of
pain.
pleasure.
Watch what this pain can bring. I don't know. It was a fucking test, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's a
how.
test.
Whatever the sex you're having, I don't want any part of that.
Listen, we all live in chronic pain. Aren't we all having the same kind of sex?
I don't want your vagina to like clamp down on my dick.
It's just
and
like a
bite it off.
fucking claws.
Whatever's inside
That's
there,
how-
I want no part in it.
That's how I got so tall. You
Oh
know?
God! I hope you don't have fucking duck pussy in there.
Are we bringing back duck pussy for a second episode
Oh,
in
of
a
course.
row? Our poor audience
Do you
can't
refer
take
to
it.
animal vaginas as pussies?
It feels weird, right?
Like duck vagina, I'm on board, but duck pussy.
duck
I mean,
pussy
yeah.
feels weird.
It does.
Think
but
about,
it's
like,
such
cat
a
pussy.
And by the way,
like,
I
all of
picture
it's
something
bad.
different. You've put an image in my mind that's
Yeah.
different than the Okay, let's get out of here.
yeah.
Wait, you were going to talk about not just Mother
Jason
Pain, but
oh.
who was the mother, the mom?
Jessica.
What do you think about her?
She's great.
I thought she was great.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
actress.
She has, some looks in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wardrobe, if you're listening to this and you're like,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
sci-fi. I don't want to, my
everybody's saying
boyfriend's
that.
going to fucking
Oh,
want to
no,
blah, blah,
bitch,
blah.
this is high fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion.
Fashion.
Right.
Haute
There's that scene
couture,
of
easy
young
wishes.
Paul walking away, walking young Paul,
With his dad?
after the dad scene, and he's just in the all black suit.
Yeah.
I was
That's one
like,
thing that-
I want that.
Yeah.
Let me get that, whatever
So
it is.
fly.
Yep.
I'll get that shit and wear it for Halloween, and people would be like, "What's
You
your
don't
costume?"
think
It's not a
everybody's gonna
costume.
have that little nose piece, which we got to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
the sand community, I'd say instead.
the femin.
yes, what's it called?
The femin. The
Femin.
firmin.
The firmin.
Firmin.
Shit. The firmin.
So the furmen are so smart that they created a
sand people.
suit. The sand community
Fremen.
has created a suit to live
not
out in the
for-
desert that collects your sweat and any tears.
There's so much in this movie.
And
What do you
it
mean before you're like, oh, it's not
recycles-
dense, it's simple. There's
and
so much.
recycles
There's so many
it
things.
into your nose so that you stay hydrated and
Yeah.
you don't die of heat stroke.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have that for Halloween next week. It's something in their nose.
Well, everyone's going to be doing a Squid Game,
Yeah.
but I hope that this kind of skims some off the top because
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to diversify.
I mean, but
Yeah.
that's a tough costume to get right now.
Yeah, you'd have to build it.
Yeah, you'd have
All
to.
of
You
those,
would have had to have been making that since last year when they announced it.
Oh, I bet you somebody slapped it.
Oh,
I bet you I could find a, a shitty
100%.
Dune costume
Several
right
people
now.
are-
and by the
already
way,
have
if
it.
Mm.
you do, send it to us and we'll say, yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
We'll post it on Instagram.
Yeah, but she has, Jessica, the mom, has so many dope looks, like
These are
flowy
fab.
veils and
Yeah.
just like she's serving just this is the first, one of the few movies with a vision of the future where I'm like, I hope that people dress like this.
But
I pray.
again, we have to acknowledge that technology is gone. So
I want that
there are
too.
yeah, I would love that because
Take my
there-
job.
Yeah, it seems.
I'll be a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. So the Queen Payne, her costume was
Reverend
influenced
Mother.
by tarot cards.
Oh, nice.
Because there's a real mysticism, and they used the High Priestess as a guide.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Thirst.
Which one?
Jason Momoa.
Oh, you little beardless baby.
Yeah, it's so funny seeing him without a beard.
weird.
You thought I thought.
I thought he looked good
He
without
looked
a beard.
great. It was fucking weird.
Yeah.
I was like, who is
This
this
is different.
person?
And let me
It's
put some
different.
respect on the name. His name in the film is Duncan, Idaho.
Duncan.
fuck?
I don't know how the fuck
That
Idaho exists in this
transcended-
universe.
It probably was a namesake as like, and we will forever be known as the people from Idaho. And then
Yeah.
it just got carried on once
Yeah.
the earth imploded.
I also, I'm. Did the Earth blow up? Is that
I
what
bet.
a thing?
I don't
Yeah,
know, Earth, no.
yeah. But they're all human, so I'm guessing that they're all
Yeah,
from Earth.
Elon took us all to fucking Mars.
Yeah.
From Mars, Elon's grandson probably propelled us into another fucking dimension, Rick and Morty style. Someone
Hell yeah.
already knows about this shit, and no one's telling
I mean,
us.
I would love to hear. Sound off in the fucking comments. I'm gonna read all your goddamn comments.
Can we talk about your boobs for just one moment? More specifically, your bras. Look, we put our bodies through so much, and when you think about it, it's pretty incredible that our bodies keep up, which is why Third Love believes every body is amazing and deserves to be treated that way. You've heard us talk about Third Love. Look, they're frankly just the best bras out there in the world, in the whole world. They're bringing comfort from the sheets to the streets with the soft sleepwear, luxe washable silk, and bras that you won't want to take off when you get home. While trends come and go, Third Love has always stayed true to one notion. They do comfort you do you. Do you know so many of my friends went their entire lives not realizing they were wearing the wrong bra size? Third Love has this fitting room quiz where you can actually figure out what your true bra size is. And I'm not exaggerating. It will change the game for you. Feeling is believing. Upgrade to everyday pieces that love your body as much as you do. Right now, you can get 20% off your first order at thirdlove.com/guilty. That's 20% off at thirdlove.com/guilty.
Oh,
So wait,
you're
you-
a comment reader.
You said that he looked weird without the beard. I thought he was pure sex.
Oh, without the beard?
Just in general.
Oh yeah, he was sick. He was one of the better characters on the
was
in the
so
movie.
cool.
But maybe this is a guilt. Didn't he just kind of play every character he's played minus the Seaman?
If by every character you mean dope as fuck.
Yeah, just
Kind
a
of
dope
like
kid.
a big burly fighter, but then like a soft, vulnerable, likable, relatable man.
Yeah.
It's
Sure,
kinda
but that
like, yeah.
I mean that's his if that's his personality, if that's what he can bring to a role, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was the perfect guy for that role. Don't get me
Jason
wrong.
Momoa is what guys think girls think is hot, right? And like
Yeah.
we're so on board. Like Jason
Yeah.
Momoa, I'm like, that's a man.
Yeah. There's no
But likable,
he's
soft.
undeniably attractive.
Can talk about his emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
he's everybody's man. Like he's everybody's type. If even I'm speaking for lesbians here too, as
Okay.
I'm currently
All right,
dressed
sick,
as
sick.
one.
Cool.
Yeah.
You may be listening and you may be shocked that we have not talked about one of the film's biggest stars, arguably the biggest star in this
Literally.
film,
Young
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
And that's because she has about 8 minutes of
Yeah.
screen time.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
waiting for this moment. Let me
But
just say,
I am
no,
okay.
Garrick,
Yeah.
that was bullshit. This was fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. She's on every red carpet. She's on every motherfucking poster. I understand that she is the Hermione to the Harry, but Hermione was there from day one. You fucking reeled me in and gave me 3 lines from our Queen Zendaya. Fuck you, marketing department. Fuck you, casting people. Don't do that shit.
But-
She's the star, but then you fucking put her in for 2 seconds and you're like, are you lovers? Are you enemies? Where's your eyeliner? She was wearing no makeup. They didn't do her any favors. It was bullshit. And I said, that was the first thing I said. My boyfriend was like, so what'd you think? And I go, not enough Zendaya.
Where the fuck was Zendaya?
Where the fuck
was
was Zendaya?
Where the fuck was Zendaya?
All right.
So Timmy has these visions, and so you're getting little dapplings, little
B-roll,
sprinkles of Zendaya the whole
an
movie.
eyebrow here, a lip there.
Oh, she's not an actress in the movie. She is a music video extra.
Yeah.
Where she's like making eyes at you,
That's so
just
funny.
in slow mo. Which, by the way, if they took
She had
the
a-
slow mo out of this movie, it would be an hour and a
yeah,
half,
yeah.
an hour maybe 15 max.
It would also be a worse movie. So there you go,
No,
Zach. How do
100%.
you like that?
We needed it. We needed it
In
to
Danny we
understand
trust.
who she's
100%.
gonna be. But
we have these
come on.
visions of her. We have a vision of her killing Timmy in the future. It's like all this shit.
Yeah.
And then finally we meet her at the end. And he's like, hey.
and
Yeah,
she's
and
like,
that's-
"We're just getting started." I'm
I-
like, "What?"
All right, Garrett, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead,
Thank you for
Garrett.
biting
Thank
your
you for
tongue.
letting me-
I think
Thank you.
that that's why you couldn't place where we were in the movie
Yes.
because the whole thing is like a first act. If I'm
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
if as you really think about it, because
is.
they meet each other at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to be a much bigger relationship, a much bigger.
Yeah,
going to
she's
play
the
big.
star.
She
Yeah.
is a star of the franchise,
Right.
but they started the franchise with the prologue of the franchise, and I fuck with that so heavy because
I'm on board.
like. If you're going to make something that is like the book, if you're going to do an adaptation of something, fucking do it. Don't bullshit.
No, I
don't
don't
cross
think they should have-
lines. Don't.
I'm not saying they should have brought her in more.
Yeah.
I'm saying take her off the fucking red carpet, take her off
No,
the poster,
she
and
still
make
needs
her a big surprise. Remember when you saw Nicki Minaj in, or no, who was it? Was it Cardi?
Cardi B in Fast and Furious?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And you were like, oh shit.
But
By the
she's
way,
not a cameo.
but
She
Cardi
is
had
a
more
star.
arms.
No,
What's that?
Cardi
I
did
think
have
Cardi had more lines.
in that
Oh, that's so
fucking role.
funny.
It's like
Yeah.
just they used. I think they used and abused her image to promote the film to get more of the Gen Xers in, and I just.
But hey,
It fucking worked.
They
Shut
came.
up.
Aren't you glad they did? Because you
Yeah.
loved it.
Wait,
Yeah.
because did I really say I was never gonna watch this movie?
I swear to God,
Yeah.
I remember this being in a podcast.
Yeah.
Kelsey was like, I will never see Dune. I will never talk about Dune. And then
Because
she
Jared
went,
loved Dune so much.
and then she
Yeah,
saw it
okay.
without telling us.
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
I
no.
didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
I really truly didn't know until I saw the preview about an hour before we went to see it.
Wow.
And it's fucking fantastic. How did you know I went to see it?
I think Maggie told me that you were going. I'm like, that can't be. She said she would never.
I was so surprised when I got those texts. I was like, Jesus.
I have another red letterbox review. This is from Easy NDR.
Oh.
Dune, 5 stars. The guy sitting next to us in the theater was definitely making a bootleg, and I hope that people, when people watch it on 1, 2, 3 movies and get to the scene where the sandworm first appears, they hear my boyfriend say, "The forbidden butthole."
Yeah. That was a hairy butthole. That is exactly what a hairy butthole looks
Oh
like.
my
Dune,
God.
one of the most iconic. If you know anything about Dune, you know
It's the
that they're
worm.
giant
Fucking
sandworms,
sandworms.
and it definitely looks like a butthole.
Yeah.
They didn't do it any favors. It was a tube.
But it's
of a
also
butt.
fucking terrifying.
It's so
Yeah.
scary, and that hands down for me, my favorite sequence in the movie was the first sandworm encounter. They're harvesting spice.
Yeah.
Spice.
Gotta get that spice,
Gotta
baby.
get those spices.
Need my spice. And a worm is coming from far away,
5 miles out.
and everyone's just so calm. But then, like the machine breaks, and you're just seeing it getting closer
Oh,
and
fuck.
closer and
Yeah.
closer.
It's
Jazz.
almost, I mean, and this is, it's, a triumph of the length of the film. It really lets you live in that in
Yes.
real time. I
Yes.
feel like they were like, oh, this thing is going to be here in 8 minutes. It took 8 minutes for
minutes.
that bitch to get there.
It's so
and it
funny.
was incredible.
When they said that, I'm
Yeah.
like, they're gonna skip. Like, I knew. I'm like, I was thinking
Because they
page
said
count for
5
some
minutes,
reason.
like 3 times. We're 5 minutes out. There's
Yeah.
5 minutes out.
Yeah.
The fun thing that I didn't realize about the sandy worms, is their scale. I mean,
They're huge.
they're fucking the size of.
Yeah.
I mean, how many are there? Because I understand they burrow, but this made me go, this sandy island world must be fucking huge because
Yeah.
these things are huge.
What do they eat?
Sand.
What do they fucking eat?
I don't know.
Spice. They eat spice.
For
I'm
such
sure
a
it's
big
said in the
creature,
book.
I know they've thought it through. Who
Yeah.
wrote the book? Is it? It's not Isaac Asimov, is it?
No.
It's,
He did
uh,
Foundation.
yeah.
Which is also
So,
on Apple
but
TV.
the
It's
fuzzy
great.
buttholes are attracted to noise
Yeah.
And vibration.
and vibration.
Rhythmic vibration.
Rhythmic. So white people would have no problem walking on that spicy land.
Zing.
But I thought they used that as a villain because anytime it got too fucking quiet, there was like this literally like underneath the surface villain that you had to watch out for that just environmentally,
But it, it never felt like the villain of the movie. It felt like just respect the desert.
Oh, yeah.
And respect the environment that you are now a part of.
Right. A metaphor.
Yeah. Because they also, the Fremen worship them.
Yes.
Or worship the biggest one?
They
I don't
ride
know.
them,
They ride them as well.
which is sick.
Which is a spoiler for the end of the movie.
Why?
I mean, that's the last shot. It's like one of the last shots.
I don't remember.
Oh, damn. Anyway.
Are we gonna get to see Timmy ride a fucking butthole worm
I feel
in
like
a
he will.
sequel?
I
Is that
feel
gonna
like-
happen?
I feel like he will.
Are we gonna get to watch
That's a
Timothy
porn
Chalamet
waiting to happen.
But-
riding a fucking butthole worm
Yeah.
through the desert, going yeehaw?
Yeah,
That-
I'm sure that's what it'll say.
I'm sorry.
Dialogue-wise.
Backing up to the first sandworm encounter.
Yeah.
When they're flying in the thopters, right? It's
Thopter.
so funny
The way
to
you
say
say that.
thopter. When they're flying in the dragonflies, when they see that the lift broke, and they do like a little dive, and there's no
Silence.
music at all. It is just silence. It is just the moment of this, the extreme nature of the situation, the emergency of the situation. We don't need any like grand fucking Hans Zimmer going off music. We just need the sound of the of the wind against the thopter's wings. It is fucking phenomenal.
Chilling. We could talk about this for a long time. As I said, there's a lot. There's just a lot
Yeah.
a lot of stuff. I feel like there's something we probably totally haven't even
we missed. Yeah, for
gotten
sure.
to yet.
Yeah.
It's funny. I feel like my knowledge of other franchises actually betrayed me in the beginning of the movie, and I had to adjust.
Right.
I know I was Alexandria, who was at our office. She was waiting for the next planet the whole time because like she got used to Star Wars, and it's like, okay, they start on the desert planet, then they go to the swamp planet, whatever. Nah, dog.
fuck all that.
Only desert
It's
all
only
the
Arrakis,
time.
bro.
Yeah,
For
and
me,
Canada.
I was looking like, okay, we got the good guys, we got the bad guys. This is like.
Good
No, it's a
guys,
political
bad guys,
thriller.
other bad guys.
Yeah.
We've got 4
Other
factions.
bad guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
Not
wear
so
very
bad
similar
guys.
armor because all the technology is the same.
Right.
The space witches, they ain't picking a side yet.
Nope.
And I was like,
They are their own side.
Yeah.
it took me a
Except
while.
their plan is centuries in the future, so
Yeah.
they just lay the groundwork for young Timothée and let him make his decision.
And you know, Jared told me that it was like how I must have felt showing him Harry Potter. That like all of a sudden I was like, and don't you want to read the book now? And
I'm about to read it.
But he said listen to it on audiobook is better for some reason.
Oh no, I'm gonna read this.
Really?
shit.
You're a reader, not
Yeah.
a listener.
I'm just going to keep pulling opinions from people that aren't me. Jonathan in our office read the book recently, and he said, interestingly, that in his opinion, this movie ends where the book stops being totally fucking boring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, because it takes so long to just give
Set
you
up
the
the
world
world.
and the information,
Right.
and it ends at the point of, all right, now we can start the
She
story.
literally says this is just the beginning, and then it's cuts to credits.
I can't believe that you wanted to fuck the egg.
He's a good. Don't judge.
Batista's a
my
good person.
Sexual.
Hey. Also, shout out to David Dashmelson, whose name I can never pronounce. He's a great character actor. He's one of the egg people. Love that dude.
Oh yeah,
Polka
They
Dot
made me
Man from
disgusted.
from
I was so
Suicide
grossed
Squad.
out.
fucking love that guy.
Love it.
Wait, what are the fun facts?
This is such a good cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, stacked.
God, they got so many good people.
Yeah.
When Timothée was announced, do you think anyone was like, "Oh fuck"?
You think like it was like a Heath Ledger Joker thing where they're like, he can't pull off this.
I'm sure.
Or were
I'm
people
sure.
like, "Yes, he's gonna bring so many eyeballs"? Because I saw it and I was kind of like,
They're like, yeah, that fucking chin.
"Yeah, I guess."
But
I was
apparently in the
pretty neutral.
book, Paul is very blank and very like
Nailed it.
yeah,
I mean, honestly,
very blunt, very boring.
For how much he I like am dunking on the fact that he whispered the whole movie, but it does make when he finally raises his big boy voice,
Yes.
makes it all the more powerful.
Yeah.
Give us fun facts.
All right, let's do it.
I actually want to know.
There's actually a ton for this being a new movie. Hans Zimmer, who scored the fuck out of this
Yes,
movie,
Yeah, he did.
great buds with Chris Nolan, has been doing all of his movies. He said, Chris, fuck you. I'm not doing Tenet because I'm a huge fan of Dune and I want to do that instead. So he turned down Tenet. I don't think he said fuck you.
Yeah,
Doubt
he
it.
did.
He's
Turned
like,
down-
Denny's better.
Denny is.
Yeah.
By the way, one time after Arrival, I saw a screening where Christopher Nolan did a Q&A, led a Q&A with Denny. And I was like, wow,
they're buds.
they're buds.
Of course.
They're buds.
I think that Christopher Nolan is crippled by the fact that he cannot see time linearly. And that's just what it
Tries to
is.
shut up on time to that event.
Ooh, nice.
Thanks.
So Charlotte Rampling, who plays Mother Payne, Mama Payne, she
Reverend Mother.
Reverend Mother, thank you. She was wanted to play Lady Jessica in the Jodorowsky film in the 70s, but she declined the offer due to a scene that involved 2,000 extras defecating at once.
I'm sorry. What?
Because the suits, they can shit in the suits and drink the water. Is that no? That
I
can't
have
be it.
no idea.
What the fuck is
I am
that fun fact talking about?
That is
Dying to now
crazy.
see this documentary about Jodorowsky's Dune.
That's crazy.
2,000 extras?
I want to consume everything Dune. I just want to
Yeah,
eat it up.
I kind of want to. I'm in the same.
I want to
Are
Dune
we
it
all
up.
gonna
I don't
get
wanna
Dune
hear it.
tattoos?
yeah, maybe.
What would that?
That
Would
the
that?
new Harry Potter?
Would it just be the butthole worm?
the fake or Harry Potter? One?
I'll just get a worm coming out of my butt, and
Yeah.
then there's like, oh, where's the sandworm's face? And be like, oh, you want to see it?
Yeah, nice.
David Lynch sadly is not going to watch this because he has zero interest in this movie because of how heartbreaking his version was for him.
That's unfortunate.
That's not a fun fact.
what
That's
do
a
you
sad
mean?
fact.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong?
I don't.
with
I
him?
think he's just like
kind of
in
therapy is he
insanely
not doing?
jealous.
He's jealous
Yeah.
because his version got ruined.
So what?
It's
You
his-
should be supportive and be like.
No, he says he's
wanna
supportive of it.
know.
He
Yeah.
just doesn't want to
He
watch
can't
it.
do
It's a
it.
heartache for him. So Denis Villeneuve confirmed that this will be split into 2 films. I don't believe him. I think it's going to be 3.
Yeah. There's no way.
And very luckily, today that we're recording this, it was announced that the sequel is coming. Thank God it did well enough, because I would be furious.
In what world would
There
they
was
have not
no
given
way
us
it was
a
going
fucking
to.
sequel?
Yeah, Timothée by himself
they
could
knew
have
that was gonna
warranted
get
a
enough.
sequel.
Yeah.
I also genuinely, I was taken out of the movie for about 7 full minutes, because as I was sitting there watching, I just thought, Dune, the sequel, like the number 2 UNE. I thought that. And then I hated myself for it. And then I started giggling. And then I was stuck on it. And then I was like, well, I got to tweet that when I leave. Everyone's going to hate me for it. I was consumed by that thought.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm the first person ever to make that joke.
I think you should tweet it.
I already did. I tweeted it immediately. It didn't do great.
Okay, fine.
I mean, Denis Villeneuve, I know he's loved this franchise for a long time. He dreamed of it since he was 13. And his biggest fear when he directed this was disappointing himself.
Damn.
That's a true artist. He was like, fuck everybody else. If I don't make this a good movie for me, I'm going to be so mad at myself.
Let's do some Timothée fun facts.
Yeah.
Timothée auditioned for Spider-Man, but didn't get the part.
Yeah.
Okay, not impressed with that one.
I just don't see a world in which
Tom Holland isn't Spider-Man.
Yeah. He just is that person, just not even as an actor, just as a human.
His hair's too black.
Timothy's too fucking cool.
Did you know Zendaya is able to bite ice cream with her front teeth without it bothering her?
You just gave me chills down my spine. I hate that. I don't like those people. Popsicle? I literally have the chills. Absolutely not. Look at that. Chicken skin.
This is a new thing for this week. Rainie pulled some reviews of this
Oh,
film. Rainie, where is
yes.
this from?
IMDb.
This is from IMDb users, where we don't have the name. Sorry. This is Dune, as endless as a desert. 155-minute runtime of boredom. It's a loud, dull action movie with an ear-splitting soundtrack. Without strong characters and story, what's the point? It's almost like watching a Transformers movie. No! The thing is, they had strong characters and a story. They just didn't use them. 4 out of 10.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I'm so glad we don't know their name, or else I'd find them on the internet, send people after them.
I'm
Hurt
fucking
them.
mad. I'm pressed.
I'm very mad.
I'm ready to fucking throw
The
hands.
way that this movie made you feel like you were reading a book is so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I mean, there's a lot of names in here and it's kind of slow because
forget
I'm
who
a
that
slow
is.
reader. I forgot who that was.
Gotta go
Who's
back.
talking? I got to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking loved it.
Yeah. Maybe that person's too bright.
Yeah. Maybe he's too right. Maybe he's too used to watching contemporary movies.
There you go.
We're not going to talk if this is a pleasure or guilty, because it's a pleasure. This is a
It's a
phenomenally
pleasure.
made
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
by one of the most talented
Yeah.
directors.
Yeah.
It also stands as a test or a testament to how far we've come. Because if you watch the original versus this one, you're like, oh Jesus Christ,
What the
we've
fuck
actually.
It's gonna be in 20 years.
Oh my God, I don't know.
It's gonna be AR, VR.
Yeah.
I don't think
But
I
we've
said
just
this,
gotten-
but I watched it in 3D, and it
What?
looked dope.
Wow.
There is a 3D.
Yeah, and I was pissed that I had to see it in 3D, but it was the time that worked, and I remembered I have like the AMC pass, so it like didn't cost more. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so cool. I mean, I would recommend IMAX if you can find it. Get it the biggest screen,
Those
the
make me
loudest.
sick.
Oh, I'm saying it in IMAX.
I puke.
In IMAX?
Oh yeah, I have really because my jaw surgery, they went in through my ears, so my
Oh,
equilibrium's all
no.
fucked up. So if I have to look up and tilt my eyes I'll puke.
Wow.
Instantly. Gummy bears, popcorn, it's a whole thing. I've done it in Tampa in the aisle. Sorry, not sorry.
But why do you think people should see this movie?
Oh, because it's
Beautiful.
true. Yeah, like I said, it's beautiful. It is stunning. It is a dream to listen to. It lulls you into a dreamlike state as you're watching it. It is just so unlike anything that is out at the moment.
Yep.
That for that point alone, or for to experience that alone, it makes it worth it.
I was gonna say that's such a good point. It's like if I'm coming back to the fucking movies after COVID, after a
100%.
year and a half of not being able to go to my church, this is my fucking church. I came back to the devil himself fucking ripping this bitch open and standing like, I am here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This was the movie experience.
Yeah.
It's so funny too that you say that, because the last thing that I thought that I wanted right now was like a dirty, dark dystopia with like murky plots. Like, I want escapism, right? We just went through hell for the last 2 years, but I went to this dirty
was
desert
shiny,
planet and I'm like, sign me the fuck up.
It was
Give me
shiny
this little
depression.
sexy Eggman. Give me this floating slug motherfucker. Give me all them
Witches.
sharp chins
Sparkly
and witches
spice.
Yeah.
and get me high on spice. Let's do this.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Because it's not dystopian at all. In my eyes, I don't think that's dystopian. I think that the brightest future is a future without technology.
Wow.
Where you can just sit down and read some shit and just learn about sandworms for an hour and hope that a hunter killer or I think it was a hunter
Gatherer?
something. No, the little fucking mosquito that came through the...
that shit was tight.
Yeah, that was
Garrick
such a
wants to be
sick scene.
hunted.
I want to
Yeah.
be hunted by little robot mosquito
Go to
things.
Florida.
That's some. That'll do it.
Also, if you have not been watching this on the Try Guys Tripod channel, wherever the fuck this goes, Bowie has been cuddled like a cinnamon roll in Garrick's lapith
Yes.
this entire episode.
Yeah.
You guys had not even met top of the hour.
This
I
is
can't believe.
This is my boy.
This is so fucking cute. I cannot stand it. And he didn't even respond when I said his name very loudly.
No pets in the future, huh?
I mean, they have that fucking spider thing.
Oh, absolutely
that was a
not.
pet, and it was so
made
fucking
it
funny.
leave the
It
room.
was so funny.
Forgot about that.
I was
Tone of
dying.
silence.
I'm gonna need to
Yeah.
rewatch this movie 14 times. There's
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
I'm itching to get home.
Yeah.
And not just because I have a yeast infection.
Ooh.
Because your fiance brought me ice cream with sugar in
okay.
it. this
Okay.
weekend.
That'll do it.
All right.
I didn't know that that'll do it, but apparently that'll do
Oh,
it.
there's a whole pint of ice cream.
Uh,
It's vegan,
vegan.
but that does not mean sugar free.
It means more sugar typically.
It typically
To make it taste good. Well, this has been another episode. Next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
next week.
Okay,
We
next
swear,
week
we
are
promise.
We fucking promise.
abso-fucking-lutely.
We fucking promise.
This wasn't
I
for you
hope.
this episode. This was for us.
Yeah.
And frankly, next week's for us too. We just want to watch some good shit.
This is
Yeah.
next week is 100% a Garrick episode if I ever have had to.
Just watch a couple episodes.
Yeah.
and then the
She
week
does.
after, we'll get back to watching Cats or some shit.
Yeah.
It'll be Thanksgiving season, so I think we have to watch Home Alone.
Ooh,
something.
which is a Christmas movie.
Well, whatever. I like Christopher Nolan. Don't know time. Who did you make that joke about?
Yeah, Chris Nolan. You nailed
All
it.
right, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm at Corn Dan All Things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all of the things.
And we will see you next week.
Over the garden wall.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say something from Dune.
Oh, yeah. My name's Batista and I'm a sexy head.
No, what?